Could the Green Bay Packers be making a massive move in the next couple of months to trade for star edge rusher Maxx Crosby? That's what we're talking about on today's show. Welcome into the Packers Report, everybody. I am your host, Joey Petersen. So excited that you are joining us today because today marks a brand new era right here on the Packers Report. We are officially rebranding, restarting. We're here. I'm your host. I'm here for the rest of eternity, so make sure you guys hit that sub button if you want daily videos, off-season coverage, mock drafts, free agency signings, all of that and more you could find right here. We're currently sitting at 337 subscribers. The quickest any channel in this company's history has gotten to 1,000 is 10 days. Can we get there by the end of the week? Subscribe for nonstop coverage of your favorite team in green and gold right now. So on today's show, we're going to be talking about a trade for Maxx Crosby. Could the Packers make a splash in the offseason and go get Las Vegas' star edge rusher when they're in the middle of a rebuild? Well, Tyler Brooke from the 33rd team sure does think there's a chance. He said the Green Bay Packers desperately need a pass rusher, not one they can be patient in developing, but one who can contribute right away for a potential Super Bowl run in 2025. Crosby would come in and be an immediate difference maker in Hafley's defense. He had 54 pressures and 7.5 sacks in just 12 games this year, and also is a disruptive player against the run. And if you look at this from a 100-foot view, you kind of are looking at the stats and you're saying, Joey, like, why the hell do they need Maxx Crosby, right? They're top 10 in sacks with 45 on the year. They were top 12 in sack percentage with 6.9. Nice number. But if you take a little bit of a deeper look into it and you dive a little bit deeper into the stats, this team, and we all knew it, did not excel when it came to getting to the passer, okay? The pass rush win rate, which is basically, can you win a pass blocking rep from the defensive side of the ball within 3.5 seconds? That was just 35% of the time, 26th best in the NFL. That's not very good, folks, okay? Quarterback pressure is only 210. That's 19th. Quarterback pressure percentage of 32.3. That is 20th, okay? They're bottom half and one of those bottom 7 of the entire NFL. So if you could get a guy like Crosby to come in here and be this team's number one edge rusher, be one of the best edge rushers in the National Football League, and you could get him for not a bad price, I don't see why not. Okay, we're going to talk about that more, the price of everything coming up in just a little bit. But before that, what say you, should the Packers trade for Maxx Crosby? If you think so, give me a T for trade. If you think no and you're like, I'm fine the way things are, I don't want Mad Max, go ahead and give me a P for pass. And the reason you want a guy like Maxx Crosby on this roster is because look at it, right? There were pass rush problems. The sack leader on this team was Rashawn Gary, 7.5. But he's the only one on this team that got more than 40 pressures. Okay, he had 49. Maxx Crosby in his 12 games, he had 45 tackles. He had 50 pressures, 7.5 sacks. He would have been tied for the lead in sacks on this team with just 12 games played. Okay, right? We all know, and we've all seen this entire 2024 NFL season that pass rushing defensively was one of the biggest weaknesses of this team, and we all know and we all think it could have made a massive difference in a potential playoff run. And so it's obvious if you look at those statistics and you look at Maxx Crosby's statistics in the 12 games he played, it's obvious, okay, to you, to me, to Stevie Wonder, that Maxx Crosby would be a massive upgrade for this defense. He'd be a massive upgrade for any defense. You could put him on a defensive line with Micah Parsons, Nick Bosa, and I don't know, freaking, who's the guy from, Trey Hendrickson. There we go. I don't know. He could be on line with 100 All-Pros. He still might be one of the best of them. Okay, so coming up in just a second, we got Crosby's price. What it might cost for Green Bay to get the star edge rusher, okay? But before we get into any of that, I got to ask you guys to help us grow, okay? That is the goal on this channel with me as the host of the Packers Report. We're trying to grow. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, the fastest any channel in this company has ever gotten there, okay? We're currently sitting at 337 subscribers, 663 away from 1,000, and we need your help to get us there. So go ahead, hit that sub button if you haven't already, and join us because we got the best coverage of your team right here on the Packers report. Okay, more from Tyler Brooke from the 33rd team said, it would take significant resources to convince the Raiders to give up their franchise player in his prime. However, as Crosby wants to play for a contender before the end of his career, then the Packers would be the perfect landing spot. So the 33rd team, they did their own trade, and this is what they said. Packers receive Maxx Crosby. The Raiders receive a second-round pick in 2025 and a third-round pick in 2026. And ladies and gentlemen, that is absolutely ludicrous in my opinion. If you think you're getting Maxx Crosby for anything less than a first-rounder in there somewhere, you are absolutely off your rocker. If you think you could get Maxx Crosby from the Las Vegas Raiders, if you think Mark Davis is just going to give him away for a second and a third-round pick, you are outside of your mind. Okay, so I create a trade that I think is a little bit more suitable, that it's a little bit more worth it, and that I think Mark Davis would be more inclined to take. Okay, you get Maxx Crosby, but you give up Jair Alexander, and you give up this year's first-round pick. Okay, you got to throw a first-round pick in there somewhere. I am convinced of it. But also, Jair Alexander, we all know the drama. We all know the saga since the end of this season. Might as well, if he doesn't want to be here, trade him, get rid of him, get something for him in the likes of Maxx Crosby. Okay, you're going to have to throw in a first-rounder. Might as well throw in a guy that doesn't really want to be here anyway. And I think Mark Davis would be much more inclined to take that one. Okay, would you accept this trade, though? You let me know in the comment section down below. Type A for accept if you're all for it. Type D for decline, and let me know what you think in the comments. So this is why I think it could happen, okay? There's multiple reasons to this. Number one, the Packers need an edge rusher, okay? We talked about that earlier in this show. We showed the statistic. We showed you how Rashawn Gary is the key to this pass rush, and he didn't even have that great of a season, okay, especially compared to what Crosby did in just 12 games. Raiders also, new head coach of Pete Carroll, new general manager. This could be the time for them to want to rebuild. To say, you know what, we need draft capital. We need draft picks, because when you're a team that's rebuilding, picks are either A, how you complete the rebuild, or they're B, what you use to trade for other assets. Okay, you want that first-round pick to get Shedeur? You want that second overall pick to get Shedeur or Cam Ward? Hell, if you had a couple more picks, that might help you do so. And then that brings to the third point. It kind of seems like they might be in tear down and rebuild mode. Right? They're on a new horizon. Tom Brady is the owner. Pete Carroll is the head coach. Spytek is the new general manager. There's a whole lot of new in Las Vegas. And so they might as well take advantage of a team like Green Bay, get as many picks as they can, maybe get a star cornerback, and see what they can do with that. Okay? Crosby, not going to lie to you, he'd be a little heavy on the cap. Not as heavy as you think, as I would think at least for a guy of his caliber, but this last year, a $33 million cap hit. Next year's $28.2. Year after that is $24.8, so it goes down and down and down. The good news of all that is the Packers currently have $43.98 million in cap space. And so you got to thinking, right? He's only a $24 million cap hit. You have 43 as of right now. You can do a lot of restructuring with deals to even make that number go up. But just look at the production, man. The tackles, the sacks, the quarterback hits. No one's doing it at a rate that Maxx Crosby is, okay? And so I think that this team needs some juice on that front seven, okay? And you've got the ability to add a top 3 edge rusher in the game. I would do it. Okay, that's how I feel. That's what I think this front office should do. Because if you got a guy like Maxx Crosby and you add him to this roster with the offense already doing things that they're doing under the young quarterback of Jordan Love, man, if you just get a guy on front seven who terrorizes quarterbacks all day long, that can do wonders for a defense, okay? What say you guys, though? What is the % chance that the Packers trade for Crosby? Scale it for me in the comment section down below. 1 meaning no chance at all. 100 meaning you think it's going to happen tomorrow. You let me know in the comment section. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. This has been the Packers Report. I am your host, Joey Petersen. Get used to seeing my face. You're going to be seeing it every day for the rest of eternity. So if you want to jump on this train right now, I beg you to do so by hitting that sub button.